Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Bay LA podcast, your home for everything Lakers, Warriors, and news from around the association. I'm your host and Lakers enthusiast, Austin Sexton, recording here live at Playback Los Angeles. And joining me tonight are my co-hosts coming in right now. Live from the Bay Area, it's our Warriors aficionado, Casey Benz. How we doing, buddy? And joining me live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's our all-around NBA guy, Brock Kawana. How we doing?
So good, my man. So good.
Doing the best you possibly can. Casey, my bad. I think I had your mic muted. You doing good, bro? You in there? There we go. Yeah, there we go. I got him. There we go. All right, well, before we get into it, make sure to give us a 5-star rating. We're three guys that just love to talk hoops. We were a group chat that ended up here on social media somehow. We'd love to keep this thing going, so make sure to like and subscribe. Subscribe to us here on YouTube, 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, all of that. You know what to do. Just a little bit about us. We are a 30 to 40-minute podcast that discusses the Lakers, Warriors, and news from around the league. The intention is to go live after most games to celebrate Warriors and Lakers wins and rally together for what we don't like to talk about, but would be the losses. So we're here to talk shop about Lakers and Warriors and trending topics that are going on throughout the season. So Brock, since you are the all-around NBA guy, I'm the Lakers guy, and Casey's the Warriors guy, what should we talk about first? Should we start with Lakers or should we start with Warriors? Leave it up to you.
I think for your bubble championship hat, we can kick it off with the Lakers, my guy.
This is episode 1, and we're already gonna start with that.
It's bubbly. I could have said that hat is bubbly.
Oh wow,
my boy.
Wow. Well, as everybody can see coming in now, Brock is clearly our middle ground guy. So we're gonna be getting it from both sides. But we'll start with the Lakers. So Lakers news, it's been kind of a tough offseason, but we did just sign Christian Coloco, and it's a little interesting. It's a little strange because we waived Blake Hinson, and the Lakers fan base is a little bit pissed about it right now because he's a 6'8" guard who can shoot. The prototype is 3-and-D, and everyone's a little bit worried about it or kind of mad about it because they thought that there was somebody else that we could have kept. And obviously Anthony Davis wants another big guy to play along with. So kind of makes sense for us to waive Blake Hinson because we need to keep some bigger guys along with it. But Casey, you know anything about these guys?
Yeah, I was doing some research on Coloco, and my main takeaway is that he runs the floor really well for a guy that's 7'1", good scorer around the rim, and long term, if you're trying to keep AD from playing the 5 like all day, every day, I think it's a good move because you want him to be as available as possible for the season. Yeah. And I think just less minutes playing in the 5 is probably best for him.
Yeah. Brock, you know anything about Christian Coloco?
No, I would have got rid of him too because I think JJ is trying to get that player coach role. Yeah. It's like, you're not 6'8", JJ.
Yeah. Well, no. So Anthony Davis has stated to the organization time and time again that he does not want to play significant minutes at the 5, which is understandable because his time in New Orleans, always played as the 4, and then championship bubble year for the Lakers. Bubble year, if you want to call it that. I would say one of the hardest championships to win ever. We had JaVale McGee, our old friends JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard to back him up, So, and a lot of people were wondering about why can't you just go and sign this player or that player? And it's because we got Christian Coloco on a 2-way contract. So breaking down the numbers, essentially what you need to know is that with Christian Coloco being on a 2-way contract and waiving Blake Hinson, we have 50 games from the start of game 1 in order to figure out what we want to do with him. So he can play South Bay. He can play with us. Obviously, if we're looking at him right now, he's going to play the majority of his time with the Lakers. But we get 50 games to figure out, is he the right big to play alongside of Anthony Davis? And is he, a decent 3-point shooter? Can he space the floor? Is he doing everything that the Lakers need him to do? So I think it's a good move by Rob. We finally made a move. I think a lot of people were like, is Rob going to do anything? It's the meme of the picking, just knocking at the come on Lakers, do anything. So yeah, but at this point, now that we have Coloco, he's fighting for a backup center spot. Brock, I know Jackson Hayes. Did you watch him at all in New Orleans?
When they picked him, I believe 10th overall from Texas, right? I think that was his pick.
Okay.
And I was like, this cat is a freak. He's just gonna dominate. And he just has not lived up. And I don't know why. I keep waiting for him. I mean, he's probably what, like 22 now, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. See, I was thinking about what you just said though, about Dwight Howard and JaVale. So like they have this way of getting old guys who they need to back up AD. You know who's available?
Who's that?
Your boy, true center, Bismack Biyombo, is just sitting on his couch.
Yes.
Bring him in. I mean, he's not as big, but he's big-bodied.
Yes.
So why not?
You know, that's kind of an interesting point, because last year, the exact same situation was happening. He was waived and he was just sitting on the market waiting for somebody to pick him up. And I could have sworn the Lakers were going to do it. And he ended up signing a veteran minimum in Phoenix. And we were like, how the hell did this happen? I don't know why. I've always been a fan of Bismack Biyombo. He's just a big body. He's a bruiser, you know. He's not the biggest guy, but he is definitely a bruiser.
Wow. Good shot blocker too.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I don't know why we're not picking him up.
He's just sitting there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe at this point in his career, you know, do you know his age?
Yeah, he's an old boy.
I was gonna say he's probably older.
No, he's 32. 32. It's like he got some tread on the tires. They're slipping on some ice.
Yeah,
there's probably something still in the tank.
Yeah, it's there. I mean, other than that, you could get Boban for $3 and a Burger King coupon.
God, I mean, I feel like I would only want to take Boban if we had what's his goldfish partner name? I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Tobias?
Oh, Tobias.
Tobias Harris. I feel like I'm only taking Boban if we get Tobias Harris as well.
He's good vibes.
Yeah, no, amazing vibes.
Amazing vibes. He would bring the vibes.
But yeah, Jackson.
That might be it.
Jackson Hayes, you know, last year, I feel like what we really like about him is his athleticism. He's scrappy. He does tend to foul a lot. But at this point, with Christian Wood out, we've got Jackson Hayes fighting for the backup center minutes. We have Jackson Hayes. We have Colin Castleton, who at the beginning of the summer, actually the beginning of probably like the when free agency started, I put out a tweet saying that I thought that we should give Colin Castleton a try. Everyone just was like, get the fuck out of here. What the fuck are you talking about? He's just a two-way guy. Let him stay a two-way guy. But I was impressed with what I saw with him in Summer League. He's trying to get his three-point shot up. It's looking decent. It's looking fluid. He's a 7-footer. He's put some weight on. He's moving well. And according to G League sources, he's looking great. So I think that we should give him a try. And now we also have Christian Coloco and Kyler Kelly, who I have not seen. I don't know very much about, but I was looking at some of his highlights. Seems like he is another 7-footer. Doesn't have a lot of weight on him, but neither does Christian Coloco. I believe he's weighing in at about 230 dripping wet. So yeah, not the bruiser that we want, but I think those are going to be the guys that are fighting for the backup center minutes at this point, with Christian Wood being out until he gets back into the rotation. You know anything about Colin Castleton or Kyler Kelly? Anybody? Because I've been trying to do my research and I'm not seeing too much.
I was watching some Colin Castleton highlights from Summer League earlier.
Yeah.
And another thing that sticks out to me about him is, like Coloco, he also runs the floor well.
Okay.
And his passing stood out to me for a big man. Like, I'd see multiple plays where he'd drive to the basket, pass it to the cutting man, and you know what happens after that happens after that. But he's looking for more, to do more than just score. He also I was watching him work with Bronny, and he's setting a lot of screens, and you got the little pick and roll going there. So yeah, I think one of those two guys will be solid.
Well, speaking of Bronny James, Brock, I know you've got some thoughts about him and our boy Dalton Connect.
Wait, first off, you're running out Reeves, Connect, and Castleton. That's 3/5 white guys on the floor.
I love it. I love it. and it should have been. It should have been. I mean, it's crazy to think, and we're living in a world where Alex Caruso walked so that Austin Reeves can run.
This is true. So you take Reeves over Caruso right now? Oh.
Yeah, for what the Lakers need. I would say yes, and for the future as well, because I think that like obviously Alex Caruso is an all league defender. I think he's about like a 31 to 32% 3-point shooter. Has a good field goal percentage as well. Loved him on the 2020 championship
I
team.
was waiting for it. Yeah.
Shout out game six Caruso, game 6 defense Caruso. Also yamming on Katie's head. I know you've seen the clips.
Listen, when bald white guys are bringing the thunder, I guess now he really is bringing the thunder.
Yeah, actually.
Ooh,
Yeah,
good-
he's shooting
good one.
41% from 3 last year.
See, I believe it though because
Yeah.
he's just
That's
a spot up
nice,
shooter.
man. That's nice.
I'd be curious if it was corner threes because
Yeah.
I think he catches them on the wings as well.
I don't think I've ever watched an Alex Caruso game and been like, oh, that was a bad shot he took.
No, he's super solid, bro.
Yeah,
Super solid player.
He takes good shots.
And to think that Rob let him walk away after coming back saying, I will take less. It still hurts the Laker faithful to this day. I will never forget when I saw Shams tweet out that he was gone and going to Chicago. I was just absolutely disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. But since we're doing a little bit of analytics and talking percentages, since we have some injuries right now, obviously with Christian Wood and Jared Vanderbilt being questionable to start, Brock, I know you like doing these kind of numbers.
Yeah,
based off of if the Lakers are healthy, okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's say we get Christian Wood.
You
back.
love Christian Wood.
I do like Christian Wood.
You DM Christian Wood like thinking about you, boss. You slide right in. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm wishing him a speedy recovery. Definitely wishing him a speedy recovery. With everybody healthy, Brock, and our rotations looking pretty good. JJ being the best version of a coach. What do you think the Lakers' record is by the end of the regular season? Vegas right now has them at a 43.5.
Oh,
43.5.
I was gonna
as
say,
well as like 3 other teams as well.
I mean, you gotta just bump it up 5 because LeBron factor. I was gonna say like 48.
48.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most people are probably taking the over on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Casey and I were looking at this earlier, could you believe that the Clippers, what was it, 39, Casey?
It might have been less than that. It might have been like 35.
Yeah, they're a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're accounting for the fact that like Kawhi goes out, and then all you have to rely on is Terrence Mann.
You think Vegas is already calculating Kawhi going down?
I mean, you have to account for a few
That's
games,
insane.
right?
That's insane. That's insane.
I feel like one of those two guys will miss sometime this season.
Yeah,
if not both.
Yeah, I can definitely agree on that.
But
I think we've for the most part, I would say that the Lakers did not have a very crazy offseason. Obviously, we got Bronny James, Dalton Connect. People want to argue that Bronny James was not the correct thing or the correct pick at 55. I would like to argue, who are you going to pick at 55 in the second round? We got to fill up the seats. So, but anyway, moving on. Why don't we get into some Warriors talk, Casey?
All right. Where do we want to start here?
Well, I mean, I know it's still the off season, but I'm sure some things have happened since the end of, since the end of the season.
Yeah, I feel like the Warriors off season was pretty dramatic.
Okay.
With the departure of Klay Thompson. So yeah, I think we all know that he has left the Warriors and has found a new home in Dallas, playing with the Mavericks.
I genuinely thought we were going to get him on the Lakers with Michael Thompson texting out, I want my son to be a Laker. I swore he was coming.
I thought so too, but he's joining the Mavericks on a 3-year, $50 million deal. He's going to team up with Luka, Kyrie, Jason Kidd as the coach. Wish him nothing but the best.
How do Warriors fans feel about that?
I feel like, I mean, Klay Thompson, he's such a legend here. Like, he probably on the Mount Rushmore of all-time Warriors, or definitely of all-time shooters, but I feel like it's a mixed reaction. I understand why he left and wish him nothing but the best. And as a result of his departure, the Warriors were able to get Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield in return, which I think those guys will immediately make an impact on the team, especially Hield, as he replaced shooting with shooting.
Yeah. He's like a microwave scorer for sure. I'm a big fan of Buddy Hield.
Yeah, I don't know if he'll start, but Steve Kerr likes to tinker with lineups a lot, so
yeah, he does.
It's hard to tell. Like, is he going to be a day one starter? I don't think so. Is he going to start at some point in the season? I wouldn't be surprised. Aside from Klay Thompson leaving, Chris Paul also departed. He found a new home in San Antonio.
I forgot that Chris Paul is going to be playing with Wemby.
Yeah, so they waived him on the final day his contract was set to guarantee, and this was all before the Paul George opt-out happened. So they were kind of in the mix of like making an offer for Paul George, which in hindsight, I think was best that they didn't trade for him because they would have had to like trade half their team to get him. So yeah, Chris Paul went to the Spurs playing with Wemby and Greg Popovich. I think that's a good move for that team. And Dario Saric is also gone, playing with Denver.
I forgot that you guys had Saric too. It's so crazy to think about the players that you've had in. Like, when would I ever think that Chris Paul was going to be a fucking Warrior?
I would have never thought, but he was a good Warrior. Like with his time here, he was a pro's pro. And I think it was good for the young guys too, like Moody and Kuminga, Pajemski. I think they all learned a lot from him. And I would honestly, like, as a fan, I would have liked to see him back with the Warriors at the right price, of course, because they're always working against the cap. But he's a solid player.
Yeah, very true. This is very, very true. Brock, right. What do you think about the Warriors at where they stand currently with this roster?
Not good, buddy.
Not good, buddy.
Not good. I honestly, I was shocked Klay was the first domino that fell. Like, I understand he got injured and he's not who he was, but I really you got to get rid of Draymond, right? Like, he's just choking out Rudy Gobert.
That was insane.
The fact that they were like, Klay, you can walk, was shocking. Like, that's Steph's boy. He was the first one to get paid too, if you remember that.
Oh yeah,
they paid him before Steph, and it was like, oh okay, because he had like the Ken Griffey swing of shots. Like, it's just pure,
it's perfect,
pure as fuck. Just every time you let it. I mean, what did he drop in a third quarter? 36 in one quarter. Like, that's who you
11 dribbles.
That's who you let walk because he had an 0-10 game. Like, I think it's absurd. Like, and I hope Buddy Hield. I hope he does something, but like, you got Wiggins coming off a horrible year. Everyone else got old, and all the young boys, like, they won't let them like grow. It's weird. I feel like they gotta take that Kawhi Leonard Spurs step into like, okay, let's sit Draymond more. Let's not run Steph into the ground.
For sure, and I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme of the years. Like, I think all the other guys on the team, like aside from Steph, of course, because he's kind of carrying the load.
Yeah.
But everyone's got to do a little bit more. Like, I'd like to see more Moses Moody minutes. This will be a reoccurring theme for me during our podcast is more Moses Moody.
More Moses Moody.
More Moses Moody. I love it.
I mean, 6'5", 211. Put him in there.
There was a game against Sacramento where he was just going ballistic. Like, I don't know how many threes he made in a row, but he was on fire. And then Steve Kerr subs him out. They end up losing the game. It's like,
it's all right. They like Brandon, not Brandon, not to be confused with Brandon. It's Brandon.
No, Brandon.
Brandon.
Love. I like him too. He's a good player. I think he hustles hard. He's scrappy. I think if he improves his 3-point shooting,
I think he so much wants to be new Steve Nash because of like the Santa Clara connection, and he's like, I am Steve Nash, and they're like, not yet, Brandon, not yet.
You know what I'm really excited for this year, and I don't know where it's at on the schedule, but I'm really looking forward to Warriors Celtics for the Steve Kerr Jason Tatum game. That's gonna be great.
Think Jason Tatum hits it and just stares him down? Like,
probably.
I think that's in the first 10 games of the season. I think that might.
Oh, that's got to be an ABC game for sure. No question.
Yeah, that's definitely like national TV game.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that the Warriors have the second most games on national television. The Lakers obviously always have number 1. I think Warriors at 2, and I think it's the Celtics at 3.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's $140 for a ticket. Wednesday, November 6th. They're at Boston. So he
At
gets
Boston.
he gets to talk shit with all those Boston people. They'll start a fuck Steve Kerr chant.
Oh, of course they will. It's
Yeah,
Boston.
they don't care. Yeah.
I'm not really a big fan of the them ghouls in green, as you've got the green background. I'm like, what
Them
do we
ghouls
do
in
with
green.
the ghouls in green?
Nobody.
I mean, for me, it's always fuck Boston. So, and it's crazy. It's like, I love stirring up Boston fans. I love saying that I think that Jaylen Brown's the guy and he's been the guy. And everyone's like, no, it's Tatum. And then here we are a couple years later.
I don't think you're wrong at all.
Yeah, I think it's been him. I think we saw that for the last 3 years. But everyone's like, no, it's Jason Tatum because he wants to be the face. Well, I completely disagree. Completely.
It's Derek White.
It's Derek White. Yeah, thank you. As soon as he shaved his head, he pulled the
Yes,
Alex Caruso,
yes.
man. Shaved head, dude's just going off.
Less distractions.
That's why us in Lakerland have been telling Bron for the last 5 years.
Just let it go.
Did you watch Game of Zones? Of course you guys have had to watch Game of Zones.
Love Game of Zones.
Yes.
Yeah, when LeBron finally cut his hair off and then became the GOAT when he defeated Jordan.
Yeah. Was Michael Jordan bald by choice?
No, I mean if you look at videos, I'm pretty sure he started getting the recede Wallace.
The recede Wallace. Oh my God, that was so good. The recede Wallace.
Yeah,
that was good.
I think by like maybe 26, 27, he was fully bald, But I mean Kobe was buzzing it, you know what I'm saying? But he let it go, you know what I'm saying? After Kobe, chopped the fro, it's a whole different player. So, yeah, man, once you let it go, you become the GOAT. That's what they say. So,
Michael Jordan statue in front of the United Center, how he's like this.
Yeah.
Okay, first off, it says greatest of all time on it. That's one.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, okay. They built that after his first 3 rings. So that means he came back, was already proclaimed the greatest of all time by Chicago, and won 3 more. So, like, they didn't even build a new... They were just like, yeah, we told you. He was yeah. I never knew that. I was like, God damn. That's some confidence.
I didn't know that either. That's pretty dope. Yeah. And I'm sure at some point, we won't get into it today, but we will definitely have a GOAT debate on this podcast for sure.
Yeah, that could be its own show.
That could definitely be its own show. This is just the starter pack. I'm excited to just get this on to YouTube. Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, going from what we were talking about with the Lakers and transitioning again into the Warriors, Brock, overall NBA guy, what is the record of the Warriors? Because they are also the second of 3 teams to have a 43.5 game win loss.
Bro, they going for 50. Just straight.
Warriors going for 50 straight.
Straight. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Last year they finished 46-36, lost in the play-in. I think this year they're better.
This is the actual, like, they see the writing on the wall. Like, we know LeBron is 40, but we're all looking at that. But, like, Steph is old. Draymond is old. Okay. Clay left. This is now, like, the prove it against Clay. Or is Clay going to prove it against them? This feels intentional this year, I guess.
Okay, so in order for that to happen with Clay gone, what do the Warriors have to do in order to get those extra 4 wins?
Not choke people on the floor and get suspended for 4 games.
Yes, this is very true.
That's one.
Availability is the best ability.
That's one.
Yes,
but like, I think this is the Draymond steps back here and Moses Moody steps forward here. Okay. And that's okay. It doesn't mean he's bad. It means like you want people to grow. Like,
right.
You have led for so long that like it's okay to let young cats come up.
And for so long, it's always been like the starting lineup is, they carry the team. Yeah. And then the bench comes in and they just keep the lead. And I think now it's going to be more, you got to win by committee.
Yeah. They're old.
Gotcha. In my head, it's, Pod's having to take a step forward. Moody's definitely got to take the step forward.
Kaminga too.
Yeah, JK.
Huge year for him.
Kyle Anderson has to become Sean Livingston.
That's, you know what?
Those are big shoes to fill.
Those are.
I know, but like, tell me he can't. Tell me he can't. Tell me he can't.
Yeah, this is.
I like it. I like it.
That. Just when I would also argue that when Kyle Anderson cuts the hair, when he finally lets that go, he will average an extra 5 to 6 points per game.
I think an extra like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Is Kyle Anderson, when he cuts the hair, does become the Derek White of the Golden State Warriors?
Yeah.
Is that a fair comp?
Yeah.
Got to cut the hair first.
Why not? Dude, Derek White got traded to Boston for nothing. They were like, we don't even care. And then he shaved his head and he's like, oh yeah, all NBA, baby.
But as soon as he cut it, became an NBA champion. He had to lose a tooth. But
it's not like he was pretty before losing the tooth. It didn't hurt him. It's made him a Boston legend.
His game.
They'll take care of him there.
Oh yeah. He's in it for life. I mean, I could imagine just winning a championship somewhere, bro. You're just like any place you go in, just free food forever. Like I'm sitting here. It's Monday when we're recording this. It's about 6:43 Western time. It's about 9:43 on Brock's time on the East Coast. But I'm sitting here also watching the Philadelphia game. I'm a Philly fan, and Nick Foles is at the game tonight. You know, and he's goated for life. All it takes is one. So you're saying 50 wins for the Warriors, and you say 50 wins?
Yeah.
What did we say for the Lakers?
You know, I'd probably say around the same for the Lakers too. I think maybe like 51, the LeBron factor.
51 with the LeBron factor. Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm gonna take the Lakers at 49 wins. I'm gonna say they're under 50. I think that it's going to be a slow start, to be honest, with LeBron and AD coming off of the Olympics. I think Austin Reeves is going to take the step forward this year for sure.
Davis said,
Nah, Austin can keep it. He's got a great head of hair, man. He's got a great head of hair.
Save it.
No, but JJ Redick is actually asking for Austin to increase his cardio and his overall endurance, because I think he's going to be taking more of like the one roll over. I think what's going to happen is they're going to start with the same lineup last year, just for continuity's sake, because I would hope JJ Redick is not an idiot and keep the continuity and go with Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James. I think in that first substitution, right around probably 6 minutes or so, because that's where it was last year, I think you're going to see D'Lo come out, and I think you're going to see Max Christie come in, because we just paid him this summer for big, not big money, but he's getting money. We gave him a contract. He's going to be playing rotational minutes for sure, and it's time for him to take the step up. I think Austin's going to slide over to the 1 and have more ball handling responsibility, which is going to take Max Christie over to the 2. So, and I'm excited to see Max play a lot this year too. Super excited to watch Max Christie grow, because I've been watching him for the last 3 years, and Darvin Ham just did not play him because he loved Taurean Prince.
Yeah, I was looking at his numbers from last year, and it's like such a small sample size, it looked like.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Max every like 5 games for maybe like a 4 to 5 minute stint, and that was it. Maybe he would come in for like 2 minutes in the second. So,
okay.
Yeah. Brock, you know anything about my boy Max? Max?
No, Mad Max ain't playing. They're gonna run Dalton Connect into the ground. Max is coming in for like garbage time. First, wait, how old do you think Taurean Prince is? Because I thought dude was like 40.
I feel like he's like sneaky young.
I mean, based off of you
like
saying
26.
that, I would assume that I thought bro was like 42, to be honest with you, but I just think he looks older. I'm going to say he's 31.
Yeah, he's 30. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, this is Taurean Prince from like Atlanta. Like, I feel like that was like 20 years ago.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
That's just me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a product of Darvin Ham, man. He followed Darvin Ham back to Milwaukee. You know, he's a Darvin Ham guy, and that's a big reason that we let go of Darvin, is because according to multiple NBA Lakers insiders, Darvin was he played favorites a lot, which is very unfortunate, and that really kind of hurt us, and especially in his rotations. Like Taurean Prince should have never been a starter, and obviously like Jared Vanderbilt was hurt to start last season as well. So why would not just go with Rui? Because that's the next logical thing. And we go with Taurean Prince. So I don't know. Played favorites, and that lineup was a net negative with him in there. So thank God when Rui came in, I think we had an amazing winning percentage. I believe it's 26-8 when Rui and Dila. Well, it's the starting five that I was talking about earlier, which is a great winning percentage. So we just need to stick with that 150%.
Question.
Yes, sir.
So you guys got Rui off the farm system team of the Wizards. They're not a real team. That's congrats to them. You know who's sitting there that you could use back all the way back to your first point that signed to the Wizards this offseason? My man, Jonas Valanciunas, would be a perfect Dwight Howard replacement for Anthony Davis.
Well, Brock, you know about the LeBron list this summer.
What about the LeBron list?
He was one of the players that he was willing to take the MLE for.
Yeah.
To take less in order to be able to sign one of those guys to the MLE.
Yeah.
And Jonas Valanciunas was one of the top three. And somehow Rob Pelinka striked out.
I feel like there's a low-key hatred for LeBron. You're either like, I love LeBron or I don't. Like, I don't find it shocking that Draymond didn't come last year. Clay didn't come this year. Steph's never going to go. Like, there's a hatred there that I mean, we watched it for 4 years. Four consecutive years, they hated each other. And I think it's like a big middle finger every time. They're like, nah. Maybe Jonas falls into that.
Well, what I would say is for Clay, it was almost an identical contract what Dallas offered compared to what the Lakers offered. Only thing is in Dallas, there is 0 state tax. So when you're in LA, you're chopping 40% of that away. So if it came down to the money, obviously.
Would you move to Dallas?
In a heartbeat.
For that much money? Yeah.
For that, absolutely. I mean, if we're talking about taxes and everything, like if I'm making $18 million and don't have to shell away 5 of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
I'm going to Dallas. No question. The Lakers should have the Lakers just should have incentivized more. And like what hurts the most about the whole Klay Thompson thing is like Klay is a legacy Laker. His dad is Michael Thompson. His dad does our play-by-play, which is insane.
He still said no.
And he still said no. And I have to believe in my heart of hearts it's because of the money. I don't know if that's true.
Do you think it's going to be good? Like, or is this going to be like Patrick Ewing on the Sonics and we won't remember it?
That's a good question.
Or is this Rasheed Wallace with the Pistons and we're like, hell yeah, ball out?
Are we talking about Clay on the Mavericks?
Yeah, Clay with the Mavs.
Like, will we remember this? For us to remember it, you have to like. That's how we know Rasheed was on the Pistons. Rasheed then went to Boston, but we don't remember that.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was gonna say like the recent things that kind of remind me of this. What we're talking about would be like Kyrie to the Celtics. It's like
that's weird.
Yeah, it's super weird. It feels weird right now.
It feels weird, right?
But I do think that Lively is going to take a step forward.
Yeah,
I think PJ Washington has a lot of potential as well. I don't know. It's hard to say. I want to say it's going to work. I think it's Lakers, Mavericks, Western Conference Finals. Gotta believe, but we'll see. Their interior presence is crazy, man.
I think the Mavericks they'll be in the mix. Offensively, like if everyone's clicking, that's pretty dangerous. Like if you got Klay Thompson taking open threes, it's not a bad guy taking open threes at all. Defensively, that's where the questions arise for me.
Yeah. Okay. So I like where this is segueing into. So what is our Western Conference pecking order this year? Too early to tell, but we're just gonna kind of sort of guess and see where do our teams rank in order from first to, let's say, 10th play-in. What are we thinking? Let's go with you, Brock. What are your thoughts?
It's the T-Wolves, brother. I think
at 1.
Yeah, over everyone, over the Thunder. He swept his hero and then played in the Olympics with them. So Anthony Edwards just sponged all the knowledge and wasn't a little bitch about it like Jason Tatum and just said, yeah, I'm going to play my little 5 minutes every game and be happy that I'm just here.
I did get a massive, I hated the fact that Jason Tatum was such a bitch about all of that. Sorry. Anyway.
Giant.
And it made me love Tyrese Halliburton.
It made me love Tyrese. Dude, the best tweet I saw was Devin Booker is who we thought Jason Tatum became. Does that make sense? Like, we thought Devin Booker was like a little bitch. No, it was actually Jason Tatum. And Devin Booker was diving on the floor for loose balls.
Devin Booker could have been MVP for the Olympics. Like, if it wasn't LeBron, I think it should have been Booker.
Yeah, wasn't Steve Kerr saying that like he's like our undeclared MVP? Yeah, Booker was going crazy.
I just appreciate what he was doing. He didn't call for it. He just played literal team basketball and was happy.
And that's how you win in the Olympics.
I'm going to go ahead and say that we can say that we are not a Celtics friendly show here. I think we can knock out that side of the NBA. Brock, we're going to have to change that green screen. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say if you're a Celtics fan, this podcast may not be for you.
That's fine. I don't want to talk about them.
Okay. So anyway, for Brock's picks, we're starting with the T-Wolves at the 1. I'm not mad at it. I'm not sold, but I'm not mad at it.
Oh, let's go, brother.
Let's go number 2.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
Oh, Thunder.
Okay, so
Young Guns. They're coming back with a vengeance.
Yeah, I want to jot these down to come back to this maybe halfway through the season.
Yeah, please do.
So Brock is going T-Wolves at 1. He's going Thunder at 2.
Yeah.
Who are we going with number 3, Brock?
Still the Nuggets, homie.
I feel like they're always the 3, and they're fine with it.
They're fine with it. They're happy.
How do we feel? How do we feel about Russ being over there, backing up Jamal Murray, who got paid?
Is Jamal Murray worth it? I understand in like 2 years he'll be like the 30th highest paid player, but like, is he? Do you want Jamal Murray? I guess you would take Jamal Murray.
No, I wouldn't, because I think that Jamal Murray just plays good against the Lakers.
Yeah, you don't want to play. You want him so you don't have to play against him.
That's his thing.
I think that's his thing. Yeah, I think he just plays. I think he's a great player. I think he's a good shooter. I think like when he's hot, he's cooking. But I feel like he goes extra hard for the Lakers, just like Mike Malone goes extra hard to talk shit. I have so many things I could say about Michael Malone, but I'm going to.
Is that a different episode?
That's a different episode. Those are things that we might not be able to have the podcast for. So we'll have to make a separate one for that. But yes, we've got the Nuggets at 3. What are we going with for 4, Brock?
Give me the Mavericks. Clay.
So you are a believer then?
I love Kyrie.
Oh, he's so good, bro.
He's so good.
Yeah,
he's so good.
Is there anybody more skillful in history? Just skillful. It's a real terminology.
Nah. Comp AI, but the handle isn't as good.
Yeah, everything's like a little bit better. Like, is he as athletic as AI? No, but like he can finish over 3 people.
Yeah, everything else.
The layup packages.
The layup package is like kids insane. In 10 years from now watching his highlights, learning that, it's gonna be sick.
Yeah. So
like if you had a 6'8" LeBron with that layup package, that'll be the next evolvement. Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah. They won't just have the hammer dunk. They'll just have it all.
Could you imagine? 6'8", 230 with a handle like Kyrie and layup package, but the athleticism of a LeBron James?
That's what I'm saying. And then you could shoot like Steph.
The athleticism of Aaron Gordon.
Oh.
That'd be nutty. But all right, we've got the Mavericks at 4. Who are we going with 5?
Give me the Suns. I think Devin Booker takes the leadership role.
Okay.
All right.
KD goes into number 2 and just excels. I feel like KD, after getting swept by Anthony Davis and smiling when he called him an old ass, he's like, okay, it's not my time anymore, but like I can still play.
Yeah.
But I'm not the guy. So if he gives the reins over to Devin, look the fuck out.
All right. What's our number 6?
You know.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess the Grizzlies.
No, the Warriors.
Whoa. Warriors at 6.
Yeah. I in this conversation, I have boosted them forward. I was like, Steph is pissed. Everyone's gonna be talking about LeBron's and his son, and he's gonna be like, I'm chefing it up.
Warriors at 6. That is okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So now we go to our play-in teams 7 through 10.
Yeah. Give me the Lakers
at 7.
You bet. I'm on high expectations. Y'all have swayed me that maybe Dalton Connect is like Dominique Wilkins. Like I don't know. Maybe he's got it.
All right. So Lakers at 7. So what are we going with 8 here?
Houston. Those are my boys.
Okay.
Yeah. Coming. Scary hours. Can you imagine a Houston T-Wolves series? There's gonna be so much shit talking. It'll be insane. There might be a fist fight.
I would love to see a Houston Grizzlies series.
Well, yeah. That's gonna be when they do the play-in, because the Grizzlies are at 9. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
And we've got space for one more, so that'll be number 10. Who we rolling with here?
That's the Clippers with they're limping in, but they're gonna like shoot up with some Viagra and get hard just in time.
All right, so just so we're clear.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
Yeah, I got you.
You're leaving off the Kings and the Pelicans.
I know, and I love Zion, but I don't trust them. Yep. Kings, I don't trust them. Like they just like don't know how to win. Does that make sense?
Even with the addition of DeMar?
DeMar, I say it. No.
The less I like it. All right.
I went Warriors Lakers over, and I think Houston, if anything, I put them over the Clippers, but I gotta believe in Kawhi and James Harden, 2 of the greatest players in their primes. Like, but it's like such a small window.
Yeah.
But
okay, fair.
I don't know.
Well, we've got it marked, and we'll come back to it maybe halfway through the season and see how.
Thank you. I typed that shit out too. I'll stand on business.
All right, Casey, what we thinking?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Obviously, this is my way too early rankings, but at 1, I got Oklahoma City. 2, fair. I got the Timberwolves.
Okay.
3, I got the Nuggets.
I love how everyone's always Nuggets 3.
Nuggets 3, like, man. Yeah, it's like saying a team will win in 6. You're like, they're gonna win in 6.
Yeah, you're
Nuggets
just confident. Yeah, Nuggets 3. Yeah, I feel like that's right.
The Nuggets, they're such a good team that they don't need to be the 1 seed to like go back to the finals. Like,
yeah,
I got them at 3, and here's where my list gets interesting.
Okay.
At 4, I got the Memphis Grizzlies.
Ooh. I wonder how many wins that takes to be 4. I'm saying like 56.
It's going to be, I think 4 through 10 is going to be really close.
Right.
Yeah.
And like 10 through 6 is going to be like, like a needle.
Yeah.
So 4, I'm going with the Grizzlies. John Morant's back. They got Zach Edey. I think it becomes an impact for them. Jaren Jackson Jr. is still there.
Yeah.
I think they're back. At 5, I got the Mavericks.
Okay. I think we can fence. That's a good pen it in.
They could do better. They could do worse, but I think 5 is a solid spot for them.
Okay.
6, I got the Suns.
Okay.
And 7, I got the Kings.
Okay.
8, I got the Pelicans. And then 9 and 10, I got Warriors and Lakers. Or, I think we'll be.
Woo!
Yeah. So we're gonna be the most watched one and done play-in tournament game in history.
Well, I like to set my standards low, so then if they're better,
Yeah.
I'm happy.
I can agree with that. I mean, our 7-8 game when they first started it was that the LeBron I couldn't see it.
Oh my
shot?
goodness.
Was that?
I saw 3 rims.
Yeah. It's just like he's always reading the beginning of every book.
Yeah. Scholar.
So I'm a
I love
Lakers
it.
fan, but Bron, come on, my boy. Come on, my boy.
I like it.
He's awesome.
All right, I like the list, Casey. I think that's a pretty fair look at it.
What do you got?
I'm gonna do this on the fly here. So
All right.
I'm gonna take.
Better have Nuggets at 3.
And Mavs at 5.
Yeah, I'm absolutely.
Mavs at 5.
I think I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go OKC again at 1.
Soft.
I think I'm right. I think I'm gonna take Nuggets at 2.
Ooh.
I'm gonna
Okay.
take Nuggets at 2, and I'm gonna take T-Wolves at 3. At 4.
Say the Lakers.
Did you know that Dalton Connect averages 20?
I was just gonna say, Dalton Connect is averaging 35. We don't know what's happening.
Yeah, Bronny James is now the starting point guard, averaging 18 and 8. At 4, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go Mavericks.
Okay.
At 5, I'm gonna take the Suns at 5. And at 6, I'm gonna take the Grizzlies. At 7, I'm gonna be optimistic. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna be realistic. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with the Kings. I'm gonna go with the Kings at 6.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with the Grizzlies at 7 because Zach Edey's new. Josh is coming back. They got a Triple G is hurt. All they have is Jaren Jack. I don't know who they have at backup center. I don't know if they still have who did they didn't they, I don't know who they have as their backup center or power forward, to be honest. I mean, I know that Marcus Smart's there now, isn't he?
He is.
And yeah, I'm gonna go with the
Desmond
Grizzlies.
Bane.
Yeah, Desmond Bane, obviously. I'm gonna go with Grizzlies at 7. I'm gonna go with the Lakers at 8.
And D Rose.
I'm gonna go with the Warriors at 9, and I'm gonna go with the Pellies at 10.
And
Okay.
Luke Kennard.
I'm gonna say that the Clippers and the Rockets are 10 and 11. So, yeah, we'll come back to these. We'll come back to these about halfway through the.
No one
through the
believes
years.
in the baby Rockets.
I was gonna say, do we have any dark horse teams?
That's my dark horse team.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
dark horse team.
Yeah, my 2 would be the Rockets and the Clippers.
Yeah, I would cheer for if the Rockets got in somehow and they were like the 8 seed. I would cheer them the whole way. All honestly.
Question for you.
Yes, sir.
This is my cut. Can you hear that ding?
The ding?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, good. My computer got connected to my phone somehow, and now when I get a text, it's like bing.
I hear a shaker.
No.
Oh, maybe that's just your beard rubbing against the. It sounds like.
Oh, I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe.
Yes.
Oh boy.
There it is.
Yeah, it's all the way down here. Anyways, baby Rockets. That's my cutback because I was
Okay.
like, shit, I don't know if this is dinging. What's his name? Jabari Smith taking the next step. Jalen Green, my man, Reed Shepard, coming.
Sangoon.
Sangoon, yeah.
Shangoon, yes. This makes me his name alone makes me rethink my picks.
Thank you.
Because I think he's really good. I think
He's
in
the real
next,
deal.
Yeah, he's the real deal. In the next 3 years, he's gonna be a force.
I'm honestly sad I forgot about New Orleans, but Zion gets hurt too much.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But I do love him.
In 3 years, is Shangoon versus Zion like a real thing?
I think it's gonna be
No,
Sangoon
it's
versus
Sangoon Wemby.
Yep.
Şengün's not that big.
He already dunked on him, bro.
Oh yeah.
He dunked on him, and then he got hurt.
Sengun, Wemby, and Chet.
Dude, I love the Chet Wemby actually hate each other. That's wonderful.
Sick.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then does Chet come to LA for the Olympics for that reason?
Ooh, I hope so. That'd be cool.
Right? Like we're gonna get this like re-up of young cats, and then Anthony Edwards is like the leader, and Devin Booker.
That'd be good. Tatum's still off the bench.
I don't think he's coming back.
Probably over it.
All right. Well, hey, we're getting to the point of the show. We're almost done here. We're at about 50 minutes. But I wanted to throw one more segment out. I think this is a good way to close it. I'm gonna start with Brock with this one.
Go ahead.
Who do we have in a fight?
Mm-hmm.
You go into a bar, these guys are just wasted. Well, maybe not wasted, but you know what? They're just kind of mad at each other, and they're
arguing about Jason Tatum Olympic minutes. I got you. Yeah.
They very well could be.
Shit.
We're going Bob Myers versus Rob Pelinka.
Oh my God, Bob Myers. Have you seen that man's teeth? He'd bite him. He'd gnaw him instantly. Rob Pelinka is like 5'4". I know he was part of like the Michigan 5, but his ass was on the bench handing out fucking towels to Juwan Howard when he was eye to eye with Juwan Howard's dick in his face. So I don't think Rob Pelinka is doing anything.
Well,
thank you, Team Bob Myers forever.
So Brock
and add Mike Dunleavy whip his ass too, whipping everybody's ass.
We're gonna go ahead and fact check here.
Go ahead.
Rob Pelinka is in fact 6'5".
Is he really? In my head, he's 5'8". That's how much. One, I hate him. I don't know how he got his job. He's done nothing. He made one bubble team. Congratulations. That was subpar, and they won somehow. Don't forget, J.R. Smith was drinking Henny on that team. So we had Waiters Island on that team too, if you remember correctly.
Dion Waiters.
We had Waiters Island.
Well, he was popping gummies with the Heat, and then he was like,
"Yeah, that's why we got him."
I'm tripping balls, bro. And then the Lakers were like, "Yeah, it's your time."
Well, here, in fairness, actually, just to be honest, the Lakers were number 1 in the league, and we had a dominant ass team before the bubble. We were shitting on people before that stop. So I would say that we were going to probably win the championship, and I would go ahead and say the next season, if Anthony Davis doesn't get hurt against the Suns, and that's when LeBron also hurt his ankle, I believe that we go back to back because they went up against the Bucks in the championship, and the Bucks ended up winning 4 straight. So I think that the Lakers actually repeat as champions if we keep the same damn team and AD doesn't get hurt. But that's another subject for another day.
God, this podcast is gonna be like 3 hours every time. Yeah. How the fuck is Anthony Davis stopping Giannis in his prime, dropping 50 on the Suns' heads? Whew.
So you're saying that Anthony Davis was not a Defensive Player of the Year candidate that season?
Did he win Defensive Player of the Year?
No, he did not win. He's never won a DP.
Has he ever? Oh,
no,
boy.
But that's But that's saying that he's never been in contention.
Man. Congratulations on doing your job well, but not the best.
So you're telling me that Rudy Gobert deserves every DPOY he's gotten?
No, fuck.
Exactly.
I don't know how he gets that.
Should have been Wemby this year.
Should have been
Wemby, but they're not going to give it to an 18-year-old.
Yeah. But yes, this is a little bit of what you can expect here from us on the Bay LA podcast. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much. Yes, Bob Myers over Rob Pelinka in the fight to the death. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Bay LA podcast. It's your home for everything Lakers, Warriors, and news around the NBA. My name is Austin, along here with Casey Benz and Brock Kawana, a.k.a. Brockopotamus. I can't say it correctly. But tune in next time. Hopefully we're going to be going live Wednesday and or Friday, and we'll get you a little bit more news, a little bit more updates on what's going on. And until then, we'll see you again soon. Take care, guys.
Jim Jones.